Good morning, good morning, good morning, Internet land. It's your girl, you know who, with another you know what for your listening and viewing pleasure. Happy Thursday, my friends. Yes, it is Thursday, I believe so. Can't keep up. Hope everyone's Thursday is going great so far. It is another episode of Sean's Car Chronicles. So we're just gonna let Facebook just kind of hang out, do its thing. We're gonna give people a few minutes to kind of chime in. If this is your first time living in with me, just simply put first time. Let me know where you're living in from. And if you've been here before, just simply put, you know what? Just do it this way. If this is your first time living in with me, put a 1. If you've been here before with me and caught a few of my lives, then just put a number 2. And let me know exactly where you're living in from. You guys know I'm here in Boston, Mass. Usually I'm in the home office. I'm in my second home office, which is the car. That's why I call them Sean's Car Chronicles. So, I don't know if you guys are paying attention. I try to post something just about every day, but didn't get a chance to yesterday because I had a crazy day. It was a long day, crazy day. And then I had an event I had to go to last night. So I really didn't get a chance to post up on my page at all yesterday. I shared a couple of things, but I didn't come with Wednesday's word or anything like that. So my apologies for that. So before we get into today's topic, which is we all grieve the same. I just wanted to talk about kind of my day yesterday and what I did. So again, my day was busy at work. One of my clients had appointments pretty much all day. But one of the things that I made sure I did yesterday is I went down and spent some time with my grandma. My grandmother is 94, I believe, 94. I believe she just turned 94. And still living, still hanging in there, still talking a whole bunch of trash. And you know, one of my aunts takes care of her, so she, you know, lives there with her. So I got a chance to spend some time with them. But as a bonus, my other aunt was there. So I really had some great family time with them yesterday, just sitting around and talking. You know, my immediate family is a very small nucleus. There's you know, it was me. My grandmother had 3 kids, and so it was the 3 kids and my grandparents and myself. So 6 of us, and now with Sean makes 7. But you know, I have just the 3 of them left. My granddad's not here anymore. My mom is not here anymore. So I just have my grandma and my aunts. And you know, they are an important part of my life, always has been and always will be. And I truly don't know where I'd be without them. So you know, for me, it's important to spend as much time with family as I can. Like I said, my grandma's up there in age, but, you know, she's still in her right mind. She's still able to get around. She may not move as fast as she used to, but nonetheless, she's still here. And the Lord keeps blessing us and blessing her to wake up better. So, you know, for that, I'm grateful. So we're going to jump right into today's topic. And again, I've talked about this before. But what I'm going to do is share a little bit about what happened last night. And that's why I titled today's video, "Sup, Mr. Goldsmith, thanks for living in with me." That's why I titled this video, "Everybody Grieves the Same." So last night, well actually maybe last week, I had got an invitation in the mail for what they called a service of remembrance in honor of my dad and all those who the hospice program helped throughout this year so far. And this was dealing with my dad, this was the first time that I had ever really had to deal with hospice care. I'd never been or attended anything like this before, but I really felt led to go. And even though my schedule was busy yesterday, the event started at 6:30. I didn't get done until 5. I had to go pick up my sister. I never got a chance to go home and change. None of that. I felt it was necessary that I go. So, what were some of my takeaways from yesterday? Good morning, Carmen. How are you, my friend? Glad to have you living in with me. I appreciate you. So what were some of my takeaways from yesterday? Well, when I finally got to the chapel yesterday, when I pulled up, looked at the address. Okay, the address is of a funeral home. And I'm like, geez, we really going to have a service inside the funeral home? But they had a chapel that was kind of connected to it. And that's where we had the service. And I have to say that the hospice service that took care of my dad were really great. And one of the things that I discovered is that even after your loved one has transitioned, that hospice still stays in your life for at least a year. And they offer a lot of resources, not only for the parents, but for the children as well, and just the whole family as a whole. And so they put on the service yesterday, and some of us, I walked in, and there was a room full of people. And, I had a couple of thoughts. And one of the things that they did is that, they called off everyone who had passed, who had went on to be with someone else. Hey, Auntie, how you doing? Thank you for living in with me this morning. Stay tuned. I think you might enjoy this today. We're talking about a little bit about your brother a little bit, but nothing that's going to make you too much going to cry, anything like that. But stick around, all right? Glad to have you with me this morning. But what I realized is that, we all grieve the same. There was a room full of people there. And like I said, one of the things that they did is they read everybody's name off, and then they gave us each a flower, a rose, and then we could come up and we could speak on our loved one's behalf. We could say something, if we chose to, and if we chose not to, we didn't have to. So when my dad's name was called, I couldn't get my sister to go up with me, but it was okay. But I went up and I got our rose, but I also spoke. And again, one of the things that I noticed and realized is that everybody in that room may not have looked like me. They may not have been, a shade of brown per se, but it didn't matter. With all the things that are going on in this world today, and we have so many issues surrounding race, when I walked into that room, color did not matter. It just didn't. We had people there from all walks of life, from all shades of life. It didn't matter. What mattered is that we were all grieving. And what I realized is that we all grieve the same. Now, that does, some people will cry and, they're explosive with it. But we're grieving, and we all grieve the same. And our grief knows no color. So I want you to think about that as you continue to walk through life. Stop looking at people as a color, and start looking at people as truly what they are, and that's human beings. If I cut my finger, if I cut my wrist, if I cut my hand and do anything like that, guess what? It bleeds red. If any of my lighter shade of friends cuts their hand, cuts their wrist, cuts their finger, guess what happens? It bleeds red. Mine doesn't bleed black or brown. Someone else's doesn't bleed white. It all bleeds red. And it's one of the things I said, because I did speak last night. And one, I thanked hospice for being there. Now, I had only seen them in person at least once. But, talked to them a few times on the phone. But they were there. Whenever we needed them, they were there. And so I thank them for being there, supporting us as we helped our father transition. But I also wanted to tell the people who were all sitting there that no matter the color, that we all grieve. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, folks. And so I really want to just come to you today. That was really on my heart. I really felt to share it. I'm not a preacher. I'm not trying to preach a sermon. I'm not trying to do any of that. I just really felt led to make sure that I got that message out there today. That grief has no color. So nothing else should. There were people there, that whole group of people that were there yesterday. I've never met a day in my life. But here was the other thing that happened. We were sitting upstairs because the downstairs chapel was full. So we were sitting upstairs. And we were upstairs with another family. And what happened is that there were hugs. And there was, sorry for your loss. We lost our dad too. We know how you feel. That's what it was about. It didn't matter the color of someone's skin. When I finished speaking those words and I was walking back to go back upstairs, I had a lighter shade friend of mine, brother, say to me, "Hey, great words." It didn't matter the color of my skin. I can't stress that enough, folks. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin looks like. And that's what we all got to remember. We are all human beings on this earth. And we're all trying to live and survive and do the best that we can by ourselves and our families. But when we lose a loved one like that, whether it be, and I don't even want to say expected, because even if we know someone is passing on, it's still hard. We're still grieving. But whatever the situation is, we know and we understand that we are going to grieve. We are going to cry. We're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. A song's going to come on the radio that reminds us of that person. My mom has been gone. It'll be 20 years this year. And there are still days and there are still times when I have those days when I think about her more. What's up, brother? What's going on, sir? Glad to have you live in with me this morning. I still have those days. I hear a song that she really liked, and I'll say, "Hey, Ma, you're playing your song." And my dad is no different. There are memories that I have. There are songs that will remind me of him. Just whatever, But last night was powerful because we were all there for the same reason. We all could understand each other. And there were hugs, and there were pats on the backs. And guess what? Again, it didn't matter the color of our skin. No one said, "I'm not going to say thank you or high five you or give you a hug because you're black." It was, "I feel your pain. I understand your pain. I have those same thoughts." So that's it, folks. That's all I got. I really just wanted to come to you today and just share that grief has no color. Now, I know I got my brother, one of my brothers on here. I got my auntie on here. So I appreciate you guys living in with me. Brother, I need you to give me a call. We need to have a little conversation. Just want to check in on you. But yeah, folks, that's it. I just wanted to come to you this morning, shoot that quick video. It's not about business. It's not about this. It's about life and embracing it. But before I go, let me also say this. Enjoy life while we have it. We got one go round at this thing called life. I encourage. What's up, sis? I see you just lived in with me. I'm about to end it, but definitely play the replay when you get a chance. We got one life, guys. One. That's it. We can either walk around and be miserable and hate people simply for the color of their skin, whatever the case may be, or we can choose to live life, whatever living life is for us. But get out and enjoy it. Enjoy the family that you have. Spend time with your loved ones. Because trust me, it makes a difference. And when that person is no longer here, you have the memories. Even though we grieve, I have the memories of my dad. I have times that we spent. I have conversations. I still even have voicemails on my phone that I hadn't even deleted before he passed, before he really got sick. They just been there. So those things are keepsakes to me. Just the other day, as I was cleaning up and I had some papers on my dresser, and I was going through cleaning my dresser, I found two of the not the parking passes, the visitor passes that we got from the hospital. And I had a few here in the car, and I threw most of them away. But what was interesting was the visitor passes that I had found that were home were actually two different dates. And see if this makes, for my siblings on here, see how crazy this is. The first visitor pass I had was from March 16th, which was the day after my birthday, and a couple of days before my sister's birthday. Now, I wasn't saving these just because. They just happened to be in my back pocket. Took them out, put it on the dresser, and never really looked at them again. I didn't go to the hospital the day of my birthday. My birthday was the 15th, but I went the day after. But I happened to have that visitor pass. Interesting. The next visitor pass I had was March 25th. Now, if anyone who's been following my page, besides, of course, my siblings and my auntie on here, you know my dad died on the 26th. So I got the visitor pass the day after my birthday, a few days before my sister's birthday. I have two sisters who also have birthdays in March. And then the visitor pass the day before he actually passed. So those are keepsakes to me, and I will keep those. But it's interesting sometimes when you really sit and pay attention how our loved ones talk to us from the other side. And I just felt like that was my dad just saying, I'm here, baby. I'm still here. You know, one of the things that me and my siblings talked about, you know, my dad, he loved colors. He loved bright colors. And one of his favorite colors was orange, as we like to say. Not orange, orange. And I will tell you, since the day that he's passed, me and my siblings have seen more orange cars than I can even mention. So I know that's his way of letting us know, I'm here, baby. I can hear him now calling me saying, good morning, darling, this is your dad. Has anyone told you I loved you today? Well, I'm just calling to let you know that I love you. Those are the things that I remember. So I just leave you with that. God bless. Be blessed. Be prosperous. Until the next video, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.